Hello, everybody. This is Kyle's Trail Miles, where I talk all things running. I love talking about running. I love running. I love thinking about running. And my wife is getting really tired of hearing me talk about running. So here we go. I'm going to have all kinds of different videos, but they're mainly going to be recap videos of how my training went last week, what my plan is for this week. So hopefully I can motivate some people out there to get running. And I'll also have race recap videos and all different kinds of things. But here we go. So start of a new week, that means race recap video. Let's dive right in. So my main goal every single week is to run 70 kilometers per week. Now it is winter up here in Canada. It's sort of the dead of winter actually as I'm recording this, December. So we get very little sunlight. It's really cold and I'm kind of a baby when it comes to cold. But I have a treadmill. I make the best of it. I try to get outside on weekends when I can. But 70 kilometers per week is my number one A goal. I beg, borrow, and steal that goal. It's got to get done. And then after that, I have a few other goals, which we'll get into later on. But let's get right into the week. So first of all, Monday rolls around. I had loaded a lot of the previous weekend with mileage because I am sort of working on a little bit of a theory that I'm trying to kind of load up 2 days in a row with a lot of mileage, just leading into a goal I have for next year, which again, we'll get into. But so I came into Sunday and my plan was, like a lot of runners who have sort of a weekly distance goal, I assume, I try to load up the front of my week as much as I can because it just, mentally gets you in that right space. But I came into Monday and, I was feeling tired from the weekend. My wife and I do a workout together. We do Carolyn Gervine. I hope I'm saying that correctly on YouTube. She's always loved Carolyn, and I really don't like weight training that much. I like running. But in the wintertime, I try to do that with her 3 to 4 times a week. So anyways, Monday, got home from work, did the Carolyn. We do the Iron series. Again, highly recommend. And it was a good workout. It was a full body workout. And then my plan was to jump on the treadmill right after. But, I rolled upstairs. I got 2 kids, 12 and 7. And I rolled upstairs. They were in our bed watching TV, like eating snacks, just like super snugly. And, I was weak. What can I say? I was weak. I jumped in. I partook. And we watched a movie or whatever we did. So it was an awesome Monday night. But I didn't get any running in. So moving on to Tuesday, I had something going on Tuesday night. I was hoping to be home by like 8:30 so I could sneak in a 45-minute run, but no dice. We got home kind of late. So Tuesday was a write-off altogether. And then Wednesday, I jumped, so now Wednesday, I was really excited because I had Monday and Tuesday off running, which is pretty rare for me to take 2 days off in a row. So I was like, all right, like maybe that's a good thing that happened. And so now Wednesday I can come in and I was planning on hitting, at least 10, 15K on the treadmill. But I just didn't feel it. I don't know. Anyone who's a runner knows, like I jumped on and it just wasn't there. So I just figured, well, I did 5K. And then I figured I'd, pick it up the next day. So Thursdays are kind of my running day where I try to pick up quite a bit of mileage because Thursday Night Football. I love Thursday Night Football. And so I kind of call the treadmill on Thursday night. My wife likes to use the treadmill as well. So I'm always kind of, we're always working around each other. But Thursday night, is kind of the night that I say like, hey, I'm sort of calling this because I love watching football and it just makes the run fly by. So anyways, my plan was to run 10K, and these kilometers here, they aren't quite accurate. I'll kind of get into this in a future video. I have some real sort of theories and tips and tricks on treadmill running, which I'll get into, but it's not exactly as it seems based on the stats here. So anyways, I came in, I ran, my plan was to run 15 kilometers Thursday night. First 10 kilometers went great, and then real life, like we're not all elites out there. We have families, we have responsibilities, we have jobs. And so I had to do laundry and I had to sort of cycle it through and, side tangent, I can't just let my laundry like sit in the dryer. Like at its hottest, I have to get it out, hang it up. I got a system. And, so I stopped my run, did that, jumped back on, did 5 more K. And it was good. Got in my 15K and it felt really, really good. So moving on to Friday, actually took Friday off because I was out of town for work, and I was hoping to be home by like 5:36, and then spend some time with my kids and then jump on the treadmill in the evening. But I didn't get home till like 7:30. I think it was even 7:45, and I didn't want to just bail on my kids, so I and I kind of knew that the weekend was going to be nice-ish weather, enough that I could probably get outside and do some running on the weekend. So felt good about that. So I took Friday off. So actually I had 3 days off this week with no running, which is very, very rare for me. But anyways, so now I got 50 kilometers to do over the weekend, and hopefully I can get outside. So it's super, super windy, like crazy windy where I live, and it was windy all night. But there was supposed to be kind of a break in the afternoon, and there is a place I can go down in our valley where the wind is a little bit, a little bit muffled. And so anyways, so I got out on Saturday for a 30K run, and it was awesome. It felt so good. My heart rate was a little high. I won't dig too much into that right now, but it was up in the kind of high 150s, which for that pace, I felt like that was high. It should have been kind of high 140s, but I think that was due to a few factors, mainly fueling. I didn't really eat too great the day before because I was driving around for work, and then that morning I actually only had like 3 scrambled eggs just because I was doing other stuff, and I had a couple granola bars on the run. So like I wasn't really that well fueled, but the run felt great. My perceived effort was fantastic. Like I actually was going to do a marathon, because when I got to the 30K mark, or like the 28K mark, I thought, I could do a sub 4-hour marathon here in training, and that would be great. But then it just got super cold. Like it was getting cold, and I was, 30K, I'm done. So then I had 20K to do the next day. So Sunday rolls around, and my wife and I did a workout. So this is kind of a rare week where we only did 2 workouts, I think, just because we had a bunch of stuff going on during the week. But we did 2 workouts, and so I did that one Sunday morning. This guy here, and this is like abs and core, my Achilles heel. So that one was, that was fun. So then I've got 20 kilometers left to do. It is like right on the cusp of what I would consider okay to run outside in. Now, a lot of like true outdoor runners in the winter would laugh at me, but I just, I'm kind of a baby when it comes to this stuff. What can I say? So anyways, but it was right around that freezing mark. It was overcast, so there was no sun. It was a little chilly, but I'm like, all right, I don't want to do 20 kilometers on the treadmill today, so let's roll. So I go out, and it was going really, really good. So I come cruising down. Everything is great. And then what happened was I was coming back, and I knew that if I left myself 10 kilometers, because where I park right here at the car, if I run this path all the way down and then back, it's almost exactly 10 kilometers. It's like 9.7 or something. So usually I'll just kind of rip down, do 10K, and then I'm out. But I knew I had 20K to go for that day. And I knew I did not want to leave 10K for the evening, because I was feeling the 30K from the day before a little bit. And I just knew mentally, like, I do not want to get on the treadmill tonight and grind out 10Ks. So I'm like, I got to get in like at least 12Ks. So then it only leaves me 8. It's just that mental thing. So anyway, so I'm cruising along. I do my thing. I come all the way down to the end. I come back up. And so I get to here. So now normally what I can do is I can kind of come to here. I can just pop around, I can just follow this, pop around, swing back here. It's relatively flat, back to the car. That'd be 12, a little over 12K. Everybody's happy. So I'm cruising along. At this point, like, my legs are not, they're like, it's been a long week. You get it. And so I can turn right here and go the easy path, or I can turn left the way I went, and it's up a hill and then up a switchback, and then it's got a bunch of ups and downs back to my car. And I'm like wrestling with it, like I'm just kind of beat up. I'm like, it's cold. It's getting really cold. And I'm like, just come on, man. Like, just turn right, swing back. But you know how it is. Like, once you get something in your mind, you can't shake it. So I'm like, I gotta do this. So I made the deal with myself that if I walk right here for 30 seconds, then I'll crank up the hill. So that's what I did. I just took a little breather, walked for 30 seconds, and then I cranked up this hill. And you know how it is, like whenever there's like, I don't really run where there's traffic very often, but in this particular instance, it's like a really busy road. And so, you're running up this road. There's lots of cars driving by. So, like, you feel like you're kind of in the Olympics, You're like, all these people are, like, looking over at me, being like, look at this amazing guy. When in reality, they don't even notice. And if they do look over at you, they're like, look at this idiot, right? But you got to use your mind how you can. And so I'm flying up this hill, feeling like, everybody's just like, wah, wah. And I got to the top. And then there's this little switchback you go up, and then it gets even steeper right at the end. So I go flying up that. And I was feeling great. Like, you know how it is. Like, you just kind of get that, I don't know if it's adrenaline or whatever, but I felt really good. And I was like, oh, man, this is great. Like, maybe I'll do a whole nother loop. And I got to the top of that hill, and that was it. That was it. Like, that was it. Man, I felt that. But there is a segment there. Yeah, here it is here. And I came in 7th. And I'm only a minute out of 1st. I can easily shave off a minute. So within the next few weeks, you're going to see me number 1 on that. But anyways, so I get to the top. Now it's super cold. Now I'm way at the top of the, I'm no longer down in the valley. So the wind's hitting me. It's now very cold. And then I still had like 2 kilometers of sort of ups and downs back to the car. And so I just, ripped through that. Felt good. Anyways, that was my win for the week is what I'm saying. Is I could have easily taken the easy path back to the car, but I didn't. So felt really good about that. And then I had about 6.3 Ks left. And man, I did not want to do that. I'm just, I'm putting that out there. Like, normally I enjoy getting on the treadmill. I enjoy doing all this stuff, but that 6K right there, I did not want to partake in that at all in any capacity. And the only reason I did is because if you look at my streak, I've been on a 70 kilometer per week streak now for, I think it was 8 weeks. So my wife was like, what's wrong with you? And I said, I am not going to end an 8-week streak over 6 kilometers on a Sunday night. So I got on the treadmill, I got them done, and 70 kilometers in the books. So there you go, another week. And then this week, as I'm recording this, it's Tuesday. Last night, which was Monday, I did not run because I just needed a day off. But we did do a really crazy 45-minute. Normally our weight workouts are 30 minutes, but my wife picked this different one last night. Anyways, let's not jump ahead here. Get into that next week. So anyways, new week, 70K coming up. We're right in the middle of the off season, and this is where gains are made. This is where the fun happens. If you're waiting until the spring, you're waiting until the summer. I mean, that's great, but if you wanna, the gains come now. Like, let's get out there, let's do it. Another week. We're warriors. We're gonna make this happen. I mean, unless my wife has something come up, or my kids, or my work, or all the life responsibilities we all have. But other than all of that stuff, we're warriors. We're making this happen. Everyone have a great week. Get out there, reach your goals. Now I gotta figure out how to turn this off. Here we go.